Hey folks, how y'all doing? Trent Clark here with Mallet Buildings, filling in for Lee today. Well, it looks like we got somebody that chickened out. You know, I've been waiting for him for a couple weeks. And folks, let me just tell you how this started. One night I got a text from the guy, Anthony, our boy Anthony, and he was like, tell you guys to stop calling me. I think he was a little confused on his text, because he said, tell my guys to stop calling him. But I think what he got mad about was me calling a builder who was originally ours that he took from us. So, folks, it's no doubt that he wasn't going to show up to an intellectual conversation about post frame building. And so, just my first time up here to see this. Looking pretty good, though, I would say, right here. Kind of looks like me if I took my shirt off, but I won't do that here, okay? And this just kind of show you, you know, Anthony's kind of backing out on a text. And, you know, the company he works for is Southern Style Barns. They, you know, Lee's pointed this out before. I mean, they do have violations. You know, do you want to do business with those kind of people, folks? I do believe in second chances, but do you want to be the big guinea pig? I know I don't. And then I think we got a, you know, here's their facility. They're working out of a house, and I don't even think that's his house. I think it's maybe his parents' house or something. And then we find out that, you know, they don't show up to a conversation, a battle conversation about post frame with me that he challenged me on. And then they don't show up to customers. We got customers, you know, saying if anyone sees someone from Southern Style Barns and Buildings, let them know. So it's kind of an ongoing thing with this company, folks. Be careful out there. If you want a superior building, unmatched quality, you need to come to Mallet Buildings. We'll take care of you. We'll treat you right. You know, our building specialists, we got good deals going on right now, and I'm going to show you a couple of them, okay? Like always, $500 discount every week for military personnel, healthcare workers, educators, and first responders. So, folks, if you're one of those people and looking for a building, make sure you get your extra $500 off, okay? Tiger Cash. Type in cash, and we're going to give you $1,000 off of our Signature and Elite Series buildings. We're going to go over those today. Referral program. Get a $200 check every buying customer you send our way, folks. So if you want to make a lot of money, send people our way. If you have a building and you want to be an ambassador, send people, get in contact with us and we'll help you do that, okay? This is our referral program. We also have the ambassador program we showed you before. But here's some of our specials right now. Value building. 20 by 50 by 12 for $24,999. That's $24.99 a square foot. You get a 10 by 10 roll-up door, a 36-inch walk-through door, 4-year workmanship warranty, 135 mile-an-hour wind rating, 26-gauge metal, standard scissor truss, folks. Other people are going to charge you for that. Other people are going to charge you for the metal, as you've seen in some of these quotes that we got from other competitors that our customers showed us. You got 4,000 PSI concrete. Some of our competitors are using 3,000, okay? Cable retention system, nobody does. And concrete under every hole that our competitors actually don't do either. So much better building, very good price, Value Building Series. Value Building Series number 2, you got a 40 by 40 by 12 for $33,999. $21.25 a square foot, folks. All the stuff I just went over comes with that building as well. You got a 30 by 80 by 12, $41,999. That's $17.50 a square foot, folks. We're still holding firm on these prices. Metal did go up again. Roll-up doors are going up again. We're trying to hold firm on you on these prices. But if you like a building, one of these buildings, you need to get it because it's going to keep going up. So the Signature Series. So we just talked about the value building. We got all those specials on the value. If you want to kick it up a notch, folks, we got what we call a Signature Series. You're going to get 2 by 8 scissor truss, okay? On the value, you get 2 by 6, okay? Our competitors use 2 by 6 with 2 by 4 webbing in there, okay? But you're going to get 2x8 scissor truss on the Signature series. You're going to get 5 on 12 roof pitch. I'll show you what that means in a minute. Of course, you get the 26 gauge metal. You get roof and wall insulation on the Signature series. Okay, you still get the 4,000 PSI. You get 2 10x10 walk-through doors. Still get the one. You get a 6-year workmanship warranty on the Signature series, folks. And of course, you get the exact screws, come standard, engineered cable retention system, 4x4 framing on all the windows and doors, concrete under every hole just like the other ones, and engineered mono truss. If you have that wing or lean-to, as some people say, we're going to build you an engineered mono truss other than rafters, okay? Much, much stronger, okay? Then you got the Elite. If you want the top of the line, best quality building in the United States, folks, this is it. It's the Mallet Elite series, and the difference is, I'm not going to go through all these, but the differences you're going to get on the Elite is you get a 10-year workmanship warranty, you get 3-foot truss spacings, 9-foot post spacing. So we're tightening up, we're giving you a better wind load, sturdier building, your trusses are coming together, a lot more wood in this building. You still get the 5 on 12 pitch, 2 10x10 roll-up doors. You get roof and wall insulation. On the Elite series, though, we're going to throw in gutter and gutter brushes. This is if you add the gutter brushes, you're looking at a $20 linear foot all the way around that building value. Okay, so that's a big deal. You get 6-inch 4,000 PSI concrete. In the Value building and the Signature building, you get 4-inch. So that's a big plus. You get post protectors in this building, insulated windows, continuous ridge vents, which I'll show you in a minute, wainscoting, and this building is 145 wind load. Okay, let's look at this, the Elite series. Okay, truss spacing, 3-foot truss spacing. So you're going to get a tighter truss all the way down that building, and post spacing. Okay. Just a lot more wood in your building, which makes very, very sturdy, okay? Scissor truss. What's the difference from a common truss and a scissor truss? All of our buildings now come standard with the scissor truss, okay? All our competitors are going to charge you way more for a scissor truss. Why? Because it takes more, it's harder to load on a truck, because you got that scissor truss in it. It's a little bit wider. So here's the difference. You got a scissor truss, gives you a lot more head height, okay? And you can see in the back of our building, this is actually our building, our packing building here at Mallet. And the back of this building, you'll see, or in the middle of the building, we got common truss. Okay, so you can see the difference. You can see the head height that you gain. So imagine if this was your building and you had a couple of roll-up doors in the middle, you can put high stuff in this building. You can drive whatever truck you want in it, okay? So that's the difference of the scissor truss and the common truss. The roof pitch. So if you're looking at a red iron out there, if you're in the market shopping right now and you're looking at a red iron building, typically the red iron building, you're gonna get a 2 on 12 pitch here, okay? Look at it, it almost looks flat. When you're dealing with metal, all the metal manufacturers or any roof, the minimum requirement should be 3 on 12, okay? But you're gonna get a 2 on 12 on red iron. What you get on the Elite and the Signature here at Mallet is a 5 on 12. All right, look at the difference. Huh? So that's the difference there. 2 roll-up doors on the Elite series, and this building actually does have scissor truss in it. Gutters and gutter brushes. This is what I was explaining to you. This system actually works better. You might have been seeing some of them Leaf Guard commercials out there right now. We're going to do something later and show you why this actually works better than the Leaf Guard system, and we give you this for free on the Elite series. Understanding our insulation, okay? basically you got a reflective side that's going to go towards the outside. The radiant heat's going to push away from that, and you got it's going to be a R10 on the roof value and a R7. So, folks, this is a no-brainer. Down here in the South, every building you buy, you need to add this to your building. On the Elite and the Signature, it comes free, but you're getting an R10 value. Okay, you could have a boat underneath there in your building and not have to worry about the seats. Now, if you didn't have insulation, you might have to worry about the seats. It's going to build a little condensation in there, and maybe your seat will start peeling. But I highly recommend at least a bubble wrap. Okay. We also have spray foam, which is 20.5 on roof and 17.5 on the wall. But at a minimum, you want this R10 on the roof and R7 on the wall, and that comes free on our Elite package and our Signature package. 6-inch concrete, 2.5 times stronger than a 4-inch concrete. So, and not only that, folks, the 6-inch is 2.5 times stronger, but when you go from 3,000 PSI to 4,000 PSI, you're gaining about another 33% better concrete. Okay, so keep that in mind. We only use 4,000 PSI microfiber in our concrete. So on the Elite, though, you get 6 inches of concrete. Okay, 2.5 times stronger than the 4-inch. On the Elite also, we're going to give you control joints. You don't have to have them. We recommend them. That's why we're throwing them in for free on this building. We charge about $1 a square foot or so if we have to charge you for this, if you want them. But on the Elite, it comes standard. Why is this important? Your concrete is going to have some hairline cracks, folks. What we're trying to do with cutting your control joints is tell it where the crack, like this does. You see this crack is cracking down the control joint. That's what we want it to do. On this side, this is a crack without a control joint, okay? That's the difference. It's just aesthetically better if you have control joints and the crack goes in the joint, okay? Let's see. 2 3x3 insulated windows. So we throw in 2 windows, and you can see here what I was talking about of the 4x4 framed openings on all your windows and doors. Our competitors don't do this. This is something standard. We still put the 2x6s around there, but this is going to make things very rigid for you. Okay, it's standard on all of our buildings, this part. Post protectors, right here. On the Elite package, you get post protectors free. I highly recommend post protectors. If you don't get the Elite, I highly recommend you add the post protectors for extra protection to our other building. Concrete under every hole. This is what we're talking about. We want to give you a footing where that post sits on. It's not just sitting down there in raw earth. It's just sitting on aggregate, which is what concrete has in it, rocks. Okay, so that comes standard. Cable retention system. This is what I'm talking about. Nobody does this. We actually do this in all of our buildings. When you buy a Mallet building, you're going to get this in all of our buildings. We take cables and we run them just like this grid shows, from post to post, this way and diagonal. Your concrete's going to sit on top of that, and that helps with the uplift. Your building's not going anywhere. If it penetrates your roll-up doors and that wind comes in there, that's when people have the most damage. This is going to help lock everything together, is this cable retention system. Okay? Let's see. Continuous ridge vent. And again, aesthetically pleasing. You know, this is a typical ridge, cap vent. We're going to do this. You won't be able to see this once we're done. We got a cap that comes on this, and this is just venting, the air. If you put foam in there, you really don't need this part anyway. but that comes standard on the Elite package, okay? Wainscoting comes standard on the Elite package, folks. You don't have to get it. It's an option. I like it. It costs more money. We give it to you for free here. But if you don't like it, you don't have to get it. Okay, use our spec sheet, folks. We're starting to see, this is how you know you're getting the best bang for your buck. You know, here at Mallet, we like to be very transparent of everything we do. We're going to show you and tell you, if you use our spec sheet, of what all you're getting in that building, okay? You can actually take this spec sheet if you're shopping, give it to our competitor, and make them uphold to our standards, okay? Because we want to make the very best. We understand that you're spending money on a building that you want to last. That's why we continue to improve our processes here. And one of them is we like to give you this spec sheet so you can use that as a tool to have our competitors or somebody that you're shopping, because as a customer, if somebody tells you, yes, we build a Mallet, a Mallet building, we do the same thing. Well, that's not true, folks. We're finding out that that's not true, and we know that people out there say, well, Mallet don't do anything special. We build the same building. That is not factual information, folks, and we can prove it if you take this to our competitor or whoever you're shopping with and make them check this and initial it. That way you ensure you're getting what you pay for, okay? You want to make sure, if they check off dry kiln treated, MCA treated lumber, that's what you should get, okay? That's, in my opinion, I would use this. Customer says, customer, I got a cheaper quote. Congratulations, you got a cheaper building. Basically what happens. Got a cheaper quote, just showing you some, that's a tubular building. That sure can happen with a tubular building. That's a red iron building. A little galvanized building. See, this is the rafters I'm talking about. They're just using that. We're going to give you an engineered mono truss. Okay? Let's see what this is. Display or what?
Yeah, just go next.
Huh? Oh, next. I don't know if I saw this one. Whoa! That's what could happen. I don't know if that was a tubular building. Probably a tubular building. Folks, that's what can happen in a tubular building. You got to realize something, okay? Tubular might seem to be cheaper. You got to pour your own slab, though. Don't forget that part. And they're going to use these little bitty anchor bolts to bolt them in the slab. You get a big wind like that, that's probably what's going to happen to you. So let's go back over our specials. We got 20 by 50 by 12 for $24,999. That's $24.99 a square foot. Okay? We got a 40 by 40 by 12 for $33,999. That's $21.25 a square foot. And we got a 30 by 80 by 12 for $41,999. That's $17.50 a square foot, folks. These prices, we're holding them firm. Like I said, if you're in the market, make sure you get with one of our building specialists. Okay? Apples to apples. It's really not apples to apples, though, folks. We build a superior building here, but we offer this for you to bring your bids in, let us look at it. We'll beat them by $1,000. So don't forget that. All right? Hey, it was a good show today. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your business. Call our building specialist. Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay, like I said earlier, he chickened out on me. He challenged me. I've been waiting for 2 weeks now, and I think he chickened out, folks. But if he wants to come on, have an intellectual conversation, I'll be nice. You know, I know he's a little scared, but you know, I'll be nice to him. I mean, we'll talk about post-frame construction. But anyway, I think he's checking out. I don't think he's coming around. I mean, the bottom line is, you know, he can't do what we do here at Mallet, folks. So if you're in the market, come get the best building around. call one of our building specialists. That's our show today. We appreciate your business. Have a nice night.